So I'm Ofer Chris. I'm from Israel, living now in Tel Aviv for quite a long time. I did improv in Israel in Hebrew, but mainly in the last year in English, where I found really nice communities and started a group of mine where we research many ideas. And that's about me. And and in one of those groups, I met Christian.
Cool. Yeah, and I'm Christian doing improv online, Copenhagen, Denmark. Actually, I'm in Slagelse right at the moment. So, but you can look that up on a map. We'll start the scene with, I'll do a solo scene and Ofer will join me. So to get us started, should we have a location, a relationship, or a word?
A word.
A word. And the word is fountain. Fountain.
Okay.
So if we'll close your camera, I'll start my solo scene. This is a masterpiece. I really, just to see water springing up in the air, falling down, and the water lines cut with these valves. That's just the principle of life up in the air. It's like filling the room with art. So I have this dream for this fountain. Sculptures of mythological creatures, beings, like when there's water out of the mouth, maybe, yeah, out of the hand. Leonardo da Vinci, I want Leonardo and his hand and the water spraying in at one side, like the inspiration, the touch of God, this famous picture, and water and colors flowing out on the other side, like all the creativity Leonardo has done through his life. That's just amazing.
I've been watching you admiring the fountain.
Oh.
And I couldn't take my eyes off.
How come?
I mean, I could see the picture of the fountain in your eyes. And it was much more interesting than the fountain itself. No, because it's like you just disappeared and stood in the middle of it, and all the waters are just sweeping over your body. And in a moment, you will just go up in flames to the sky.
You saw that in my eyes?
Yeah. Yeah. So that where I had to intervene because it was almost too much.
Oh, that's fascinating. So you can read my fantasy in my eyes.
Actually, I stood behind you and I could read it from your back. Happens to me a lot.
With any kind of people? Is it because I'm gifted?
Either you are gifted or me. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I could see. And it happens to me sometimes, but today it was really, really strong.
Oh. Because I sometimes have this feeling when I imagine stuff, it becomes very, very visual, very real to me. And sometimes it just overtakes my whole way of being, I basically forget that I am.
Yeah, yeah. And usually it happens to people that really has strong desire about something which they never accomplished. You see what I mean?
It's like all these things never happened. I was dreaming about
Yeah,
traveling the world, and in my imagination it was just so real, but it never became reality.
yeah, or even simpler than that. Just you were dreaming of building a fountain and you saw it and
Mm.
you knew that someone else did it. So we'll never be able to build this actual fountain. And it makes you sad. It's beautiful, but it makes you sad, you see?
Yeah, it's it's like I'm just living in my dream, in my imagination, and I've never been able to share that with anyone. So
Yeah, because kids, when they see a fountain, they just jump in
yeah.
and sprinkle water about everyone and they scream and they don't care and they don't feel that it's art. And then someone comes and paints them. And then this is art.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, when the kids just jump in, that's so beautiful as well. I mean, they don't consider, and they have the freedom, purity.
Yeah, but you never do this. I mean, you always admire it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, if I jumped into a fountain, I'd get wet.
Yeah, yeah, that's physics.
Yeah, and reality.
Which is tough.
Oh yeah, realities. That's why it's
Because, for example, when you meet a person,
yeah.
you dream about just seeing the person and talking to him in your mind.
Hmm.
That's what you dream about. But
Yeah.
then you get to meet him, and what happens? You're meeting in the middle of the city, and you look for a restaurant. So for 10 minutes, you are checking restaurants, and you're talking about restaurants. Then you find one, and
Mhm.
you're looking for a place, and you are discussing the places and negotiating. Then you are looking for the waitress, and you deal
Oh
with the
yeah.
waitress, and you talk about the waitress, and you never see the person. It takes 30 minutes to start to see the person, and in your mind's eye, it happens immediately. You see?
Yeah. Instead, it's well, this is what we're having here is just totally different. I mean,
Yeah,
we just started to talk. We don't know each other, but it's like we s- we share the same reality.
yeah.
Well,
I started,
you're sharing my reality.
yeah, I was starting to talk to you when I was behind you in my mind's eye. And it was simple, really simple.
But what is your reality? I mean, you've seen my dreams, my longings, my failings.
I I watch dreams of people that watch reality and admire it.
Yeah,
This is my reality.
that's your reality. So,
Yeah.
do you have do you have an action of your own, or you're just watching other people's dreams?
No, the moment that I start to act, I'm not able to see dreams. Because this is a contradiction.
Yeah, but can you make it reality what you see in other people's dreams?
No,
Or
I
do
don't.
you have a longing for it?
Yeah, of course. And sometimes I see myself in dreams of other people, and I never know whether they're dreaming about me or whether I just try to infiltrate and bring my own dream. For example, when you looked at the fountain for a moment, I thought that you saw me sitting on it, where I was behind you.
Yeah. Oh, so you can put yourself into my dream?
Maybe you felt me, I don't know, and you wanted
Yeah.
me to join in. I have no idea.
No,
And it
I
was
don't
so
know.
sad. I was sitting alone by the fountain
Yeah.
and nothing happened.
So I have a wish. Will you join me on my trip through the valley on a motorbike? That's like the dream I have.
That you want to accomplish now, at last.
Well, actually just in the dream. But if it's like you're with me in the dream, it will be more real.
Yeah, I will look at you, looking at the valley, and maybe I'll be able to have my own angle at it. Maybe I will sit in front and ride and lead you to somewhere. Maybe I can do this for the first time and just show you how I see or the
Mm.
landscape.
Well, it seems there's a lot of stuff that hasn't been tried in this dream reality.
Yes.
You're still exploring your capabilities.
Yeah, I think that it's time that I will do it. I I I think that it's time.
So let's walk. I'll just close my eyes and say what I see. And if you can follow me in my dream, then please do. I see, yeah, I'm walking down the path. Can you follow me?
I am. I don't feel my feet, but I feel that I follow you.
Oh. So on the right hand, I have beautiful yellow flowers. I don't know the name of them.
I don't know either. I know the color, and that is enough for me.
Yeah. And I can feel you. You're right behind me.
Yes.
It makes me safe.
It's amazing you are in the middle of the path and you just read it with your eyes closed. You just read the path and you
Yeah.
take all the turns so graciously.
Oh, yeah. And on the motorbike, I don't know where the motorbike came from. It was suddenly here.
So I'm going on it and you can just join behind me.
Yeah.
And I will describe you what you see
Hmm?
because I know that you see everything.
Mm. Oh, this is beautiful. I feel the wind in my hair. Shouldn't we have a motor helmet on? This is not good. I mean, we can't drive out on a motorbike without motor helmet. That's not safe. That's reality. We can hurt
Yes.
ourselves.
Yes, we can speed up. I want to speed up.
Oh,
Trust me. Just trust me. You can lean back. Just trust me.
oh, the birds are trying to follow us.
They have no chance. I mean, they are amazed. They admire us. You're like a god feeling with your presence all the valley and all the landscape, and we just passed through it.
Yeah. Oh, this is beautiful. Do you actually know how to ride a motorbike?
It just happened. I have no idea how, but it just happens.
This is just a feeling. Oh, feeling when we go down in the curve.
Yeah, we are leaving all the area, we are leaving the city, we'll never go back. We'll just continue in the same direction all the time. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry.
Yes, there are some sheeps out on the street in front of us.
Don't worry. Trust me.
You just drove through them.
They know me. They know me. They made a path for me. I mean, they are for my dreams.
Oh.
I know them.
Oh, this is amazing. So, but I think I'm ready to go back now. Can I go back?
Come with me. We are going to see the world. We will never get off this bike.
Okay, yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Okay. Never?
Never. Never. Trust me.
And scene. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure where we were going, but playing with the whole reality dreaming thing was.
Yeah, and it's really nice when scenes sometimes go to a philosophical and
Yeah.
you know, because people, for example, when people deal with plays, they always tell you to start with, they talk about relationship and
Oh, yeah.
plot and conflict,
Oh, yeah.
but the last bit would be what is the idea of the play, what is the ideas, what are the ideas that drive the characters, and
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And well, I often go for you have the concept thing and I think in the solo scene, you're not so much worried about who we are, but more about the inner thoughts. And then we establish the who, when, what, and stuff when you join the scene.
Yeah, so it's really nice to do it because usually in normal do scenes, when you go for plot, the idea and what you want to say is not so accessible for me most of the time. So
Yeah.
it's really nice to separate it to idea, relationship, and plot.
Yeah, yeah. And the main thing you took from the solo was the whole dreaming, fantasizing reality but interesting thing about seeing other people's dreams.
Yeah, because when you were talking, I just understood that I'm watching you,
Yeah.
and then it came in.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, interesting. Wow. Fascinating stuff.
And it was really nice that the dialogue started right away because live, but also sometimes in scenes, you look for a way to get into the dialogue.
Oh,
and,
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you know those people that stand next to you, I don't know, in a supermarket or somewhere, and they just say too many items and you don't know what to choose, and immediately you are in a deep conversation with them
Yeah. Yeah.
that you can't reach with your best friend sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, and in that situation, you don't need to know a lot about the people.
Yeah, and it actually it helps that you don't. Wow, it really helps that you know nothing.
Yeah.
Because when you know, you start to put it in the story of the person that you know,
Yeah.
and you know your agenda about him and
Mm.
what you want him to believe in, and then you start to censor what you say,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and then everything's go bland.
Yeah, yeah. Then it becomes a bigger structure in the head to fill it up. Mm. So, what do you like about improv? That's a big question.
Yeah, and something changed very recently. Something changed, so I start to question what do I know about improv. But okay, I had one. Yeah, I think that the ability to go everywhere in a scene or in your thoughts with someone,
Mm.
well, mostly in day life. If I want to tell you something,
Mm.
it will take time because we are talking about this, so we have to find the closure and the
Yeah.
connection, and
Mm.
to see that it's a good time and that you have time because we are in the real world, so that there is schedule. And many times you talk with someone and you're talking about something, and they get it in another way, and you
Mm.
start to talk about something that you didn't mean to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
For example, you want to admire a football, and the conversation goes to how violent it is. For example, that's not the point. But you
Mm.
are carried by the conversation, and in improv, you can really make changes and go somewhere really, really quick.
Oh, yeah. And so pinpoint what you want to talk about, and
Yeah, and for example, when you tell a story or what happened in the beginning, you can
mm.
make a movie and you can end scenes and you can have short scenes.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Mm.
so I did wow, that was great. I did a scene, story slash scene. I don't know what is it with George that you know from Manila.
Mm. Yeah.
And we just said throw short sentences. Actually,
Oh.
just name with an adjective. And
Uh,
just the series of this became a story of moments, things that you see in your mind, want to do, never did, and it was a story from birth
oh.
till
Yeah.
death.
Interesting. Yeah. So you can make these small games that suddenly makes a wider reality or a wider sense in a bigger way.
Yeah, and you can't. It's really hard to do it on film. You
Mm.
need a lot of money, even in comics, even in a simple scene. When you
Yeah.
start to establish things, and in this story it was day, night, 20 years, looking
Mm.
at the mirror when I'm shaving for 10 minutes,
Yeah. Yeah.
skipping 10 years. Wow.
Uh, yeah. That's fascinating. That's really fascinating. Yeah, and then that's some of the reality and shifting reality. There's also some stuff I really like about to do.
Yeah, so that's something that I like, and that's improv.
Mm,
So that's an answer, I guess.
yeah. Let's wave to the camera.